What's up, gang? Noor Kid Y here, letting go with Noor. Guys, I want to give this idea of stop listening to your mind. Your mind lies constantly to you. And it really, if you really believe everything your mind tells you, you're never going to get into some higher place where stuff starts coming to you naturally. You're never going to get to true happiness because your mind will always give you an excuse for why that happiness isn't deserved or why that happiness isn't real, any of that stuff. Because when you get to true happiness, when you get to true abundance, what that is more of a state where your ego or your mind isn't really in control anymore. And that state makes your mind want to fight back because it doesn't like that. So it ends up giving you excuses for why those states aren't real or why you shouldn't be in that state. Or at the end of the day, it'll just prevent you from ever even getting there. And this came to me, the reason I wanted to make this video is because I was in this amazing deep meditation the other night. And I was really I got to this place where this happiness just sprung out of me, where I just had this huge smile on my face, just effortlessly. And I could feel this happiness coming from my heart. I really started opening my heart lately in these meditations. And that's been a big problem for me in the last, honestly, my whole life is opening that heart because I closed it down so much. And now it's opening and this happiness is coming to me. And I'm in this state where I'm just feeling my body. And that's the thing. That's the difference between the mind and the heart. In the heart, you feel. And I was feeling, and then my mind started to talk. And it was just this happiness, what if it isn't real? What if this is just fake? What if this is just a temporary state, blah, blah, blah. This is how your mind tries to come and take you out of these states. But it was fun because at that moment, it was so obvious that this was just the mind talking. I was able to just kind of laugh at it. You don't have to get mad at your mind. It's just there. And just kind of disidentify with it. Just realize, hey, mind, I know what you're doing right now. And that voice isn't real. And I just pretty much had that kind of feel to it. And then it just kind of went away. And then I went back into that amazing experience where this happiness and joy was just springing from me. And you know what? That happiness and joy carried into the next day, where for the whole day I could feel this energetic lift in me and this effortless happiness that was staying with me. And that's beautiful. This is what I've been working for, and this is what I'm trying to teach on this channel. So the fact that it was kind of starting to happen effortlessly was just so beautiful. And I realized it was the mind that keeps trying to pull you back. Now, the mind isn't bad. The ego isn't bad. What it is, it's a tool. So if you listen to it all the time, all that negative shit that it says, you're gonna start believing it, and it starts pulling you back down into lower places, and it closes up your heart because your mind will tell your heart that it's not safe to open up because it sees it more as competition. So when you're in that feeling rather than thinking, when you're in that feeling part of life, your mind kind of sees that as competition, so it closes it down. But when you can kind of understand that the mind is more of a tool, one of the most amazing tools, well, it is the most amazing tool that we have. When you understand that the mind's a tool, and then you don't believe all the stuff it tells you, the mind will slowly stop telling you that stuff because you're not acknowledging it anymore. And when you can develop the feel part of life, and that's the heart, and all philosophies, pretty much all philosophies, religions, spiritualities, they have this idea of balancing your heart and your mind, balancing your feel and your thinking, logic and emotion. These are the things that they talk about, is the balance between both of these things. When you can find that balance, and you can say oh, I now have my logic, I now have my mind, my ego It's there that it can help me create beautiful things. It can help me work on amazing problems. It can help me get the life I want from giving me amazing thoughts and amazing analytical and analytical kind of whatever the word is, sorry, solving analytical problems and stuff like that. It's amazing at that. It's the best tool ever. But when I can balance that with emotion and feel, because I realize the feel gives me everything that that's worthwhile in life. It gives me happiness. It gives me love. It makes it like, it tells me where to go. It's my intuition. So when I can balance both of those and have them working together as a team, that's when everything can happen for you. Like anything's possible. And that's why all the religions say you get the balance of both of these things. All spirituality says that too. When both of these things are working in harmony, anything is possible. But when they're not working in harmony, and most people in our society, we just think too much and we don't have this feel access. And whenever we start trying to develop this feel and we're getting more into it, our minds will come up, and we're so identified with our thoughts that when our minds say something like this isn't real, or you're stupid, or you're just not good enough for this, or when your heart says I want this and your mind says that's not good for you, or you're not good enough for that, or that person's out of your league, whatever it is, we believe it because we're so identified with our mind. But when we can understand that the mind just says these things a lot of times out of fear, then we can just start disidentifying with it. Tell ourselves that that's just a voice. It's just our ego. It doesn't know anything in that sense because it doesn't know what's possible. It's speaking out a lower energy, lower emotions like fear, sometimes desire, sometimes apathy, any of those lower emotions, that's what it's speaking from. But when we can develop the feel in us and really understand that, like, hey, I feel this is good for me because it makes my heart sing. You know, my heart sings because I'm like, it wants this. And then when your mind starts to go like, no, you can't have that, you can tell, no, I can have that because I can have whatever I want. This is my life. So I wanted to kind of say that about this. Stop listening to your mind all the time and listen to your body, listen to your feel, listen to your heart. Have a balance with both of those, and honestly, then anything's available in your life. Guys, thanks so much. Like and subscribe. I hope you got something out of this. If you have any questions, throw down a comment, and I'll talk to you guys again. Peace.